When Irish author Bram Stoker wrote the novel Dracula in 1897, he clearly nailed it. Virtually every filmed version, and many films inspired by it, stick remarkably close to the original story, as does a film called The Last Voyage of the Demeter, though in this case it concentrates on just one chapter.
The Demeter, on charter from Romania to London. Shipping private crates. Contents unknown.
This is the part of the book that most retellings tend to gloss over. Having established the Count in Transylvania, you may remember, he's then taken by ship in a large wooden box to England, where the rest of the story takes place.
Out at sea, with no land in sight.
This here is Clemens. He's a doctor.
But what happened on the ship between Middle Europe and when it crashes on the shores of England? Well, thereby hangs this tale, which opens in a Romanian port on the Black Sea. Captain Elliot, Game of Thrones stalwart Liam Cunningham, needs a crew to sail the good ship Demeter to Whitby.
You dress like a learned man.
University of Cambridge. I know my way around the boat.
Our charter has agreed to pay a bonus for timely arrival in London.
Which is where he meets the down-in-his-luck Dr. Clemens, played by Corey Hawkins. Clemens joins the crew in hauling several mysterious heavy crates into the hold. And then the captain's grandson, Toby, shows him around the ship.
Let me show you the ship. This here is Huckleberry. We knock on wood like this to give the eels clear.
Demeter's a fine boat, no doubt.
Well, it's a long trip from the back of Romania to the shores of Britain, especially if you lose your way. Someone should tell the Norwegian director that Whitby's nowhere near London. But that's not important right now, because one night all the livestock on board is mysteriously slaughtered.
Something ripped apart the animals.
All the livestock?
This looks like a bite.
Search the ship. Everywhere.
Clemens also unearths an unexpected and mysteriously anemic stowaway. She reveals her name is Anna, but not much more. The rest of the motley crew all seem to hail from the most superstitious parts of the world.
Evil is on board. Powerful evil.
There's clearly something sinister aboard the Demeter, and things go from bad to worse when whatever it is runs out of goats and chickens and turns to members of the crew. Meanwhile, Dr. Clemens has managed to gain Anna's trust, though she tells him rather more than he wants to hear.
The elders, they made bargains for the safety of our people.
You were given to this man.
It is not a man.
And an animal.
No, it is not some mindless animal either. Do not make that mistake. We call him Dracula.
Of course, the rest of us have been waiting to hear the name Dracula ever since we saw the Romanian gypsies drop off the crates and then take off, furiously crossing themselves. And in the best tradition of this sort of tale, we suspect more than we see for a good chunk of the film.
Did you see the size of that bloody thing?
When we see him, he's far from the suave, tuxedoed villain we're used to in previous Draculas. This one's more reminiscent of the unearthly Max Schreck and the silent classic Nosferatu. Though even clearly visible, he's capable of more than one shock and surprise.
Dear God, it has wings.
It's coming! Please, Wojciech! Wojciech, help me!
The trouble with this story is we're pretty sure we know how it ends up. After all, we've been told countless times what happens to the Demeter and who, if anyone, survives after it's wrecked. But to the credit of the scriptwriters, they managed to throw in a few surprises without messing with the rest of Dracula itself.
I want to kill the cursed thing.
He is on this ship, which means that we will never leave it.
The devil is real.
The biggest surprise was how much DreamWorks spent on what seems to be a minor production. The digitally enhanced sets of Romania and London look great, and the scary moments on board the ship are far more authentic than what's offered in the usual cost-cutting vampire movies.
May God have mercy on us all.
That said, The Last Voyage of the Demeter has had a lukewarm reception from horror film purists. But since that's not me, I'll take what I'm given. Nice performances from Liam Cunningham and Corey Hawkins, a few great stunts, and a well-told version of the missing chapter from a classic novel.